Good morning. Good morning. Give me just a moment to go live in all the places. And then make sure you let me know if you can hear me because last Monday I did a talk, I finished it. And when I started doing things with it, I realized there was no sound. And I did have some people watching and nobody said anything. So um, I have no idea what happened, but that is where we were at. All right, so there's a new thing I've got here on my notes. So give me just a second. And as we sorry, my dog is. I think he's wanting to go out, and we're not going out right now. So as you get here, make sure that you say hello. Let me know that you're here, and let me pull this up on my phone. Last Monday I did. All right, so let's see. Did that sound right? Hold on a second. This up on my phone. Okay. Hopefully it does. So, like I said, if as you get here, make sure that you say hello. Let me know you're here. Let me know that you can hear me and that it sounds correct. And I apologize. I don't. I'm assuming you can hear the dog. He is whining like crazy. Uh, all right. So today I want to talk a little bit about faith-led leadership, and it comes because I recently received a certification. I went to classes and everything, and it is in feminine leadership. And as I was really working on that, because we're going to be doing, Christine and I are doing this jointly. Christine Stresspack, for those that don't know her, she's amazing, and we do a lot of things together. And so we've got some workshops coming up. And I was thinking a lot about where I'm at in my business. And the thing that's interesting is we tend to, I don't know why this thing is not working. Why is it not working? Hold on just a second. Let me see. I've got no here. All right. So the thing is that I was looking at my business and what do I want to do going forward? And I have so many ideas and things going on in my head all the time, right? As anybody that is an entrepreneur, that's just kind of how it is, right? There's just so much that we learn and we love doing and helping people with. And so I was trying to figure out what do I really want to do? And I decided to create a challenge for myself because when I sat down to create, it was like, this is what I want to do. Don't know how the hell to do it, right? And I've been reading a lot more and really tapping into some different podcasts and different people that inspire me too. And looking at creating from my future self, and instead of creating today to go toward my future self. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys, but regardless, that's what I'm doing. And as I'm doing all of that, I start really tapping into how much I don't know, right? And I was, oh gosh, I can't even remember the gentleman that wrote the book, 10x is better than 2x, something like that. All right. So I will get the name of the book and put it in the comments. But in there, he talks a lot about you need to create these audacious goals because in order to reach that, you have to become a different person. And you don't want a goal that's 10 years out. I mean, you do, but if you've got a goal that's 10 years out, you're still working from who you are today. And I just really, really loved what he was saying. because I have to become a different person, uh, a different frame of mind to reach the goals that I've set. So I'm doing a 14-day experiment, or is it a 16-day? Whatever the hell it is, it doesn't matter. So one of the things that I recognized is that I'm doing this before I'm ready. So courage isn't the absence of fear, it's leadership before certainty. And Ren, stop. No, I apologize. Uh, so, so many of us are really waiting for confidence to arrive, and then we'll do the thing, right? Then we will get online, then we'll create the program, then we'll reach out to someone we don't know. There are so many things that we're trying to get our ducks in a row, kind of thing, right? We want to know how we're going to accomplish something and have it all written out and planned out before we make a move. And one of the things that I've really discovered, especially recently, is that the ideas and the inspirations don't come while you're sitting there trying to figure it out. They come when you start, right? And so that's what this experiment that I'm starting is. And so I did make a post about it yesterday, and I created a carousel last night, and then I couldn't get it to work right, so I'm going to finish it today. And I'll just share one of the funny things is on this carousel, I had these little. There was like 5 different little short videos that I was planning on doing, and I had written out what I was going to say, right? And it seemed like every time I would start, I'd get in the middle of it, and all of a sudden I'd put in the wrong word, and I'd think, wait a minute, and I'd stop and I would start again. And so these little tiny carousels that I've created, it took a whole bunch of them to get to that. And so I thought, well, why did I delete them? Why don't I just share? Because the thing is that a lot of times people think you're supposed to, that's where you're supposed to start with all the carousel done, right? And they don't look at the fact that just about everybody makes little um, snafus in their stuff. I mean, if you think about it, when we watch movies, what is the most fun thing to me? And I would assume you too. So if it is, to put a yes in the comments because I would love to know. But I love watching the outtakes, the ones where they messed up, the ones that they laughed and they didn't stay in character and all those things. They were fun and they make me feel more connected to the actor and the actress, right? And to the story, because I feel like, I don't know, it feels good to me. So I've decided that as I'm going through this process, I'm going to share a lot of the outtakes that I have. But as I'm doing this for this 14-day experiment, I don't have a clue what's going to come out in all of this. And it's just going to be a journey that I'm asking you, come along and share with me and see that it never starts out polished. Not to say that I'm ever really that polished, to be honest with you. I love doing this. And there's sometimes I have a snafu. Like last week, I talked a whole lot over about 30 minutes, and there was no sound, and I had no idea, right? So before the clarity arrived that I was going to do this, I've had this fleeting thought of when I first said, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to post this thing that I'm going to do this in front of everybody, that I'm going to show some of the behind the scenes and the messes and the thing that I'm creating in these 14 days. And my heart fluttered a little bit. And I thought, do I really want to do that? Do I want to show that? Um, is that the image that I want to have? Is that how I want to be remembered? I went through all of this stuff, right? And then I really thought about it because, like I said, I've been doing all this reading and extra lessons, and I have a coach, and there's just so much. And I realized no better time than the present. Just start. So, so I'm asking you, Where might have you over strategized on what you want to do? Maybe you're like me and you come up with ideas all the time, and because you don't really know how to implement them, you just kind of put them on the back burner. If that's you, let me know. I would love to know. So the thing is that visibility is vulnerability in motion, right? When we begin to get visible, even in the times where we don't know what the hell we're doing, or we're unsure of the outcome or how things are going to go day to day. So for these 14 days, I'm going to be online every single day. Not a lengthy time because I do have a lot of things to do as well, but I'm going to get on and I'm going to show a little bit about what's going on for me as I'm going through these 14 days. Because, like I said, I don't know how it's going to go. And I'm getting okay with that. But it is a stretch. It is definitely a stretch. So I would love for you to think about it because this begins. I'm streaming out into YouTube and to Instagram, but this originates in our Monday um, call for Stand Up and Stand Out community in Facebook. And what I really want to do is talk about standing up, like stand up and stand out, right? Standing up and saying, this is what I believe, this is who I am, and this is what I want to do. And it's not just standing up about public speaking, right? It's standing up for who you are and what you believe in. And so, one of the things I would like for you to do, if you're open, if you're willing to take on this challenge with me, I want you to think of one message or story you've been sitting on because you thought it wasn't polished. Or maybe you thought, who cares what I have to say, right? Why would somebody listen to me? But what would happen if you shared it today, raw and real? It didn't matter who showed up or if no one showed up. You're showing it for yourself. And that's what I'm doing in these 14 days too. I've let go of any expectations of people being on any live or anything that I do. I've released expectations of people making comments. I've released expectations of likes and followers and everything. I am doing this to exercise this muscle, and I'm inviting you to exercise it too. So I'm going to give you, we're going to do this little short exercise, and give me a second while I look to see who we have over here. Let's see, comments. All right. Hold on, I lost my notes. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold the phone. Why the heck did I lose my notes? Hold on. Hold on. See, here we are. We're raw, right? All right. So what I'm going to do is this exercise. Okay, I had to find my notes. And so I want you to just kind of sit up, tall and straight. Breathe deep. And maybe close your eyes. A lot of times it's easier to envision things when your eyes are closed, because when you have your eyes open, you're getting signals and things from everywhere, right? You know how I talk about we have 50 billion bits of information coming at us per second, and we only have the ability to actually see and grab 2,000 bits of information, right? So even 2,000 bits of information coming at you, it can alter the fact that you're really wanting to tap inside. So closing your eyes makes it easier to see things from the inside instead of from the outside. All right, so breathe deep with your eyes closed. And I want you to imagine your future self, the one that's already leading with ease, that's already showing up without any pressure, any stress, knowing they have value, right? That future self. Now, only you can determine how far out that future self is. But maybe let's say that you're working on this right along with me in these 14 days. So let's look at yourself 30 days from today. Maybe you'd rather go further out and look at yourself 6 months from today. Maybe you want to go even further. You decide in this moment right now how far into the future you want to view. Now, even if you said 30 days, you can still make the same amount of changes in 30 days as you can in 6 months if you choose to. So you decide. Now, this future self is already leading with ease, like I said, feels confident and really inspired with the amount of people that they've interacted with and talked to and how much they've been able to accomplish. And get that in your mind. Now, with that future self, what would she say to you about today's opportunities? Today's opportunity, the things that show up in your life today. Just kind of breathe in, breathe out, and just see. What does she say? What did they say? And go ahead and open your eyes if you haven't opened them already. And then take a moment to write down what she said to you or they said to you, because it's important. It's a message from your God voice, your intuition. It's the message that your future self can tell you so much more. It's like, think about it. Today, who you are today, if you could go back to your past self a year ago and give them a piece of advice, wouldn't that be totally different than what you would have thought at that moment a year ago that you would need as advice? Hope that makes sense. But when we are already in that place and we internalize that place as being today, we can really tap into knowing the advice that we would have given ourselves. Right? So give yourself this experiment and this chance to really look at where you're at and what advice your future self is giving you. So that means you're going to be standing up and standing out before you're ready. And that's how you stand out in anything that you do. And every time you move from faith instead of fear, oof, I will say that's the part that was a little bit getting me yesterday. Was that I was kind of afraid to move forward with this challenge. And the more I thought about it, the more I knew I had to, that it was going to be so beneficial to me. And then my goal is that it matters to you too, that it will make a difference for you, to go on this journey with me. So what we're building is we're moving from faith instead of fear. We're building proof that your voice matters and that your leadership is already working. So if you want to practice the deeper guided way, I'll be hosting a Lead Like a CEO, the Faith Experiment Mini Intensive, and I'll talk about that later as we go through this 14-day challenge. That's where we turn these lessons into results you can actually see. But join me on this journey, because I'm telling you, if you'll do this, even when you are not sure you're ready, or maybe you think deep down you are not ready, that's okay. That's the perfect place to be. And I would love for you to share a little bit about what happens when you visit and internalize this future you and get some advice for today. Because your future you knows exactly what you need to do. Tap into it. All right. It's been an amazing time with you today, and keep watching, because I'm going to be doing, like I said, I'm going to be doing for 14 days, a daily, almost like a vlog, I guess, of going through this process of creating this intensive and stretching myself as I go forward, because it's quite the stretch. All right. So you have an amazing day filled with courage, inspiration, and confidence. And I'll see you soon. Love you guys.